Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here to work on my So Many Books, So Little Time diamond painting from Diamond Art Club. It is 56 by 109 or 22 by 43 inches. There's 53 colors. It is a square. I finished, I'd say about 3 sections of it, and I'm working on my 4th section, although I think one of those sections was pretty small. I just found a diamond that was popping there, so we'll pop that right back down. Right now we're gonna work on that symbol, which is an arrow. It is color 24 or 728, the DMC. And I'm starting, around the dinosaur. I guess I started that yesterday, and I just didn't even think about it yesterday because I was just like focused. Okay, let's get this done. So we're gonna try and get the yellow done today and maybe the black. I like to do the outlining. I'm surprised I didn't do the outlining first, but I'm a little off my game. Okay, now I did something different in here. Remember, I showed you that I made some hockey wax for my grandson's hockey stick. Well, I decided to kind of try and put some in there. Like, you can barely tell that I scratched it. He hasn't tried it on his hockey stick yet. I brought it yesterday, forgot to give it to him. So I'm not even sure if this is going to be the right consistency for diamond painting. We'll see. We'll see. I didn't put any in the 3 slots. I just put some in the 1 for now. Because if I'm going to make some for my diamond painting, I'll make sure to just put some, in a little container. Now, I bought these containers for those, and they're way too big. So I ordered more silicone circles, which is kind of fine because the silicone for this, I usually make my conditioner bars in. So I'd rather keep it just for conditioner bars. So I'll get some more in probably in a couple of days, and then I can make some in there. Now for the diamond painting, I have some tiny, tiny, tiny little metal casings like that, but they're very small. And that I won't need a silicone thing because I'll just pour it directly in there. I will make definitely, I don't know, smaller batches, I guess, for that, because I don't want to fill, 10 containers. So, like for this, I made a 50-gram recipe. So I'll probably do 25 gram. Now, when you're getting in the smaller, I'm still drinking my coffee this morning. When you're getting in the smaller recipes like that, it does make it a little different, like for measurements and stuff, because you're using such little quantities. But I have scales that I can measure like 0.5 grams. I have scales that can measure bigger amounts, like pretty heavy. And then I have scales that are for precise measurements. So I'll be able to do it on there because I think 25 grams will do. Maybe I can do 20 grams or something. I'll figure out how much those little containers fit, and I don't want to do more than 2, of a flavor, if you will, because it does smell pretty good. This one here, I think it's oatmeal and honey. So not that you can smell it, I don't think, in the pen, but it's just nice to smell that. Take it. Oh, another Another one. So what I should do is I have a roller thing. And when I finish every day, I really should take this and make sure that the diamonds are down. Okay, it's down. Just because you go through all that work to put it down, last thing you want is for it to, stand up. Now, I have to say, do I think I would want to try and turn this into a pen so that you can just directly use it on the layout? I'm not sure, because I'll tell you, a few months ago, do I know where they are? Oh, they're right here. I had bought these. They're called Pretty Placers. And I think that's basically all it is wax. But what I didn't like was that the tip keeps crushing. And I don't find them very comfortable. That's just me. And it might be because I broke, my hand. But I don't find it's big enough. Like the circumference of it is big enough that to me, it's not comfortable. And I didn't like that it would, keep breaking. Now, could I take my pen and do the same thing that I just did with that and just kind of, take the wax off of that? Probably. I mean, yes, obviously I could. But, man, if I can make my own, I'm not going to make 100 of them, right? I'll make a few of them. Actually, do you know what I just remembered? I don't even have to make separate ones, because when I was making those recipes, there was always a little bit left over. Like it didn't fill, although I did buy new molds, so it'll probably fill that. I was going to say, if it stayed with this one, it probably would have fit one of those little metal cans. Oh, I wish I would have thought of that. Because all I did was I have a place where you melt candles. Like, you melt wax or whatever. And I just went over and I just dumped it in there. So that when I turn it on, it'll just melt the wax and it'll smell good. But I never even thought I could have been filling those little ones and I could have been using that. I would already have 3 of them done. Oh, well. Oh, well. I don't know which one of these he's going to like, because I did change the formula quite a bit for each one to see which one he would like the most. So whichever one he doesn't like, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. And I'll use it for this because this is working awesome. Now, how long does it last? I have no idea, because this morning is the first time that I'm using it. Now, when I did the video, oops, that's upside down. When I did the video yesterday, I said, oh, I think I'm going to, do this again on Thursday. Well, of course, I didn't have my schedule. I'm going to have a drink of coffee. I didn't have my schedule, and I can never probably do diamond painting on Thursday morning because, well, most of the time, because every 2 weeks I do a live on YouTube for scrapbooking. And yeah, I'm going to be live, so I can't film a video because I'm going to be live. Okay, come on. So that's going to be, oh, the wax in this. Oh, it's there. Okay, I didn't think it picked it up. It's gonna say the wax in the back of this pen is like almost a year old. So that's why that's not working. So I don't wanna take the time to change it out, because what I like to do is dig it out. I don't like to put it over top, because then it gets really, really full in there. And even with this part, see how it goes in the pen there? I hate that. So obviously I forgot to take it out before putting more in, but usually I like to dig it out. I seem to forget more with this one than I do for this. This I seem to, is that only 2 that's gonna fit in there? I think so. I seem to remember more for this part not to do that for whatever reason. Okay, I still have my straightener here. I'm gonna try and straighten that out. Ooh, I usually talk about, you know, different things I'm reading, movies I'm watching, shows I'm watching. I guess, you know, if you're new to diamond painting, this is really not a how-to video per se. You know, diamond painting is really not that difficult. It's basically like a paint by number, and you have your legend, if you will. It tells you, you know, all the colors. There's matching symbols. There is square shape, round shapes. There's different sizes. One tip I can give, the bigger you get your diamond painting, the clearer the image will be, because it's like pixels. So this, you know, the smaller the pixels, the more obscure the image is going to be. The bigger the image, the more, you know, the clearer the image will be, and also closer that you stand to the image, it's kind of blurry. And if you put it on the wall and you step away, you'll see the image much better. So I prefer, and that's, you know, a preference, but I prefer square over rounds. I just find that, and I mean, it's physics, right? If you put a round on a square, it's not going to fit properly, you know? It's, although there's color in behind there, you can still kind of see almost around the diamond. So I don't find the images are as clear. Now, when you step away from it, absolutely, then you can kind of see it. I just find that when you're making it, I don't find it as clear. Now, do I do this so that I have like a Picasso artwork on my walls? No. And more than likely, 90% of these will never make it to my wall. You know, I'm just being honest. They just won't, you know? It's just something that is fun and relaxing to do. Now, I had said this summer, I was like, this summer I'm going to, you know, get a whole bunch done. One, we went, oh, I could be talking about that. We went on a 6-week vacation across Canada. Just drinking some more coffee here. And I kind of figured that we would not have time for anything but just sightseeing, right? It was a long vacation. And I have to tell you that I don't think there is one time that I stayed up really late. Now, when I left on vacation, you know, every time I go and do something, I always have a bunch of stuff that I need to get done before I go. So, and it's not as if I started last minute. We were leaving at the end of May, or at the end of June, sorry. And I started in April getting stuff that I needed to do. I needed to get, I had calculated it. I mean, I needed to get videos for YouTube done for those months. So 2 a week for, you know, May or April, May, June, July, and August. So that's 5 times 8. That's 40 videos just for YouTube. And then I needed to, oh, what's going on? There's one. I needed to do some for my patrons over on Patreon, and that has 11 videos a month. Some months it's 12, depending if there's 5 Tuesdays in a month. So 11 times 5, that's 55. It's more than 11. Yeah, it's 13 because I make a page video. So it's 13 times 5. So that's 65. 65, 3 times 5 months. It's 15. Yeah, 65. And what did I say for YouTube? 40. So that's 105. I thought it was over 100 videos. So I had 105 videos to get done, including for those months. So I got them all done. I have to say, I got them all done, and I wasn't up till, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning the day before we left, you know. I finished with time left that I had time to pack and all this stuff, but I still put long days for quite a few months. We're talking, you know, 10-hour days. And then I would also work all weekend, every weekend. But then I knew I was going to get 6 weeks off. So it was totally worth it. But by the time I went on vacation, I was like, I was done. I was just exhausted. So not the best way to leave, you know, on vacation. So I'd say after about 3 weeks, I said, oh, I'm just starting to feel like I'm not totally exhausted. So I think after that, I probably stayed up a few nights, maybe till 9:30. Maybe. I mean, when it was driving days, whenever we would stop, we would go to bed because the next morning it was like get up and go. So we left our house on June 25th. We drove to my mom's house, which she lives 2 hours north from me. And there's 2 ways that we could make our way to where we wanted to go. And for us, it was about the same distance. You know, it's not as if we were totally going out of our way. The only thing is, it definitely was the more dangerous way, if you will, because we had to go through like, well, not through a mountain, but you know what I mean, like mountain country. But then we were like, you know what, we're going to be driving in mountains for a few weeks. So we had driven through there before, and it's not so much, you know, the mountain and going up and down. It's that they don't keep the road well maintained, if you will. A few years ago, they had just repaved it, so it was really nice. So we remembered it from then. But this year, it was not a nice road. We did not enjoy that ride. I said to my husband, that's it. We are never taking this road again unless we're going to that mountain, and then we don't have a choice, right? Because we're going there. But we're not using it as a crossover ever again. Plus, there's been a few instances where like a girl was almost taken. You know, people faking that they were broken down, and then they tried to take her. She got away. She was pretty beaten up, but she got away. She managed to get away. And my nephew, who now lives in Quebec, came home, and for him to come our way and then go up, it would be an extra, you know, quite a few hours instead of cutting through there, because he lives in that city where my mom lives, or he lived. So to go see his parents and stuff, he has to go through there. And he came home a couple weekends ago, and a van was stopped on the side of the road, same description van as what tried to take that girl away. And they were flagging him down to stop, and he was like, no. And he kept going. And about 10 minutes later, that same van went by him, like going exceedingly fast. So were they broken down on the side of the road? I don't think so. And you have no cell reception back there, like none. So you can't call for help, nothing. But anyway, so we drove to my mom's house. We stayed there overnight. Another thing I wanted to do, which we could have done here because we're still on the East Coast here, but this way we were able, well, I guess if they would have driven here, we could have done it at our beach because we stay at the beach all summer. Our beach. We wanted to go take pictures and write in the sand East Coast. And then when we get over there, do West Coast. So we did that. And oops. So we went there. We had some lobster. That's a very East Coast thing to do. And we went and took pictures, and then we were able to move all of their stuff into the trailer because I knew there was going to be 5 of us in the trailer. I didn't want 3 suitcases on top of everything else. Like that would have just made life in there like unbearable. So I cleaned off 3 shelves, 1 shelf for each of them. And there were pretty big shelves. And then they had a spot if they wanted to, like their jackets and shoes and all that. So we got all that done. There was a few salads that we wanted to make that day because, you know, like salads, if you make them, if I would have made them the night before, let's say, that's one less day that you have for those salads because of the mayonnaise and all that stuff. You get, you know, day 1 is gone. So we decided that we were going to do them that night. So we went to bed. It was probably midnight. And I was like, oh, let's, you know, we'll get up at 4:30 because, and I said, that'll be the only morning that we need to get up this early. But we stayed at what are called Harvest Hosts. And they have, you know, they're home businesses. A lot of them are farms, like dairy farms or regular, you know, just farms like that grow vegetables and stuff like that. And wineries, places like that. Some of them are museums. You can park in their parking lot. But you need to be there at a specific time. And for them, it said we needed to be there by 4:30. And I knew it was a 10-hour drive. Although we did gain an hour on the way there. So that was good. That's the only thing that saved us. Because when I set the alarm, I put 4:30 p.m., not a.m. And I always double check. You know, when I have to set an alarm, because I set almost an alarm almost every night, even though I work for myself. Most days, like this morning, I was awake at 6:30. I wake up early, but if I have a lot to do, I'm like, I don't want to run the chance that today will be the day that I'll sleep till 10, you know? So anyway, obviously the alarm didn't go off. I woke up, it was 5:20, and I was like, now thankfully we were all packed, and it took us about an hour to, to have breakfast, clean up, because we didn't want to leave the mess there for 6 weeks. Everybody get in the car and go. So we left, it was like 6:35, so about an hour and 15 minutes. And then we had left the truck attached to the trailer, thank goodness. So all we had to do was pull in the sides and put up the jacks and, basically go. So that was good. We wanted to put water in the tanks. We didn't want to do it when we left because we figured, that's 2 extra hours that you have to pay for extra gas, because when you have water, it weighs weight, so it costs more to pull your truck. So we got there, they closed at 5, and we got there at 4:30. So we had enough time to go in, buy stuff, because what happens with Harvest Host is you pay an amount to be a member. And then when you stop at all these places, they're members of Harvest Host. So when you are traveling, you look for a specific location. They kind of, on a map, you see, if it's a farm, it's a little farm tractor. If it's a winery, it's a little wine glass. So you can kind of look at the map and kind of see what kind of, what kind of place it is. And then usually they have not a lot of spaces, 1 to 3 spaces is what they have. And then, you ask if you can go, and then they say, oh, I have vacancy, it's approved, yada, yada, yada. And then you don't have to pay to stay there. So it's like staying at a Walmart, right? And same as if you stay at a Walmart out of courtesy, you go, and if you need groceries, you go buy groceries, go buy something in their store. Well, it's the same thing with these Harvest Hosts. You go and you buy something in their shop. Well, this place here, it had a really nice store. Of course, I didn't take any pictures inside. I'm so upset with myself. I didn't take pictures inside. I'll have to check to see on the Harvest Host. I don't think they have pictures of inside, but if they do, I'll just take pictures from there. But I'm like, why didn't I? But you're so in the moment, right? I did take 4,000 pictures, so it's not as if I didn't take any pictures. I took pictures. But you're so in the moment. You're just kind of living in the moment. You kind of sometimes forget. Sometimes forget. So that's why if we ever do something like that again, I'm going to write myself little notes before I go. And then maybe, say to myself, okay, before you go to bed, read those notes. And I'm going to put in those notes, like, take a picture of outside the Harvest Host and inside of the stores, and, things that when because I'm a scrapbooker, things that now that I'm home, I'm like, oh, I wish I had that picture, I wish I had that picture and I could scrap this or that. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. Now, I had all these big intentions too, I had brought little journaling stuff with me, and I was going to write down every day what we did, and I think because I was tired, I didn't do it. And that's another thing, if we do this again and you need stuff done way ahead of time, don't start in April, which I thought I was going to have enough time, right? April, May, June, that's 2 months. Kind of forgetting that I had to do the stuff for those months too. start in January, you know? Start in January. And even if you just do, you know, 3 videos a week for that, specifically for that, by the end of month 1, I'd have 12 done. And then as the months go, then I can say, okay, now I have to do, you know, 6 maybe, for 6 a week in February. And then that'll be 24. Then in March, I can do this many more. And then maybe say, okay, in December, which I try to do anyway, is, you know, in December, I try to get January stuff done. Unless something happens, I always try to be ahead of the game. So what we'd like to do next, which would be awesome, but I guess we'll just wait and see, because it would have to be at least 3 years from now, because, man, that trip, it wasn't cheap. Gas was ridiculous too, so hopefully in 3 years, the gas won't be as crazy. But we'd like to do the same thing, but on the state side. So go down to, I haven't mapped it out, but, well, I kind of did quickly, about midway through the states and go down through that way. So, and then end up in California. So that's, I want to go see like the Grand Canyon, so many things, so many provincial parks and national parks, right, that we could see. So I'd love to do that. It was funny because we said, okay, next time we'll go, but we'll just go the 2 of us. You know, we've never done a trip, just the 2 of us. So next time we're just going the 2 of us. Anyway, I don't know, we were talking about it, and then Mason went home and he says to his mom, guess what? We're gonna do it again in 3 years. And I was like, I said to Dave, we'll just break it to him in 3 years. We'll just break it to him in 3 years. He hasn't talked about it since, so it's not as if like he's thinking, you know, oh, in 3 years we're gonna do this. He found it a little hard, you know, to be away that long. So maybe when he's 13, he wouldn't want to come anyway. So, not that I think he would be much trouble to take with us, because he was in trouble when he was 9. So, but just once, it would be nice to go by ourselves. So we ended up, like, we live on the East Coast in New Brunswick, Canada, and we drove all the way to Vancouver, BC, and we even went to Vancouver Island, and we went to Victoria, and on the island we went to McMillan Park, Provincial Park. So that was fun. What we had wanted to do, we had wanted to go to Johnson Point, but when you only have, like, we thought we were going to have lots of time, but because we took the first ferry out in the morning, like we got up at 2:30 in the morning, we took the first ferry. We had to be in line like at 4:30, and the ferry left at 5:30-ish. And it was, I think, an hour crossing. So we got on the other side around 6:30-ish. Maybe it was closer to 7. And then we were taking the 10:30 ferry at night. So we thought we had lots of time, but, you know, we didn't. we wanted to drive to this Johnson Point, which that was 8 hours in itself of driving, because they say that there's hundreds of whales that just hang out there. So we were hoping to see whales, but we didn't see any whales. And we didn't see any grizzlies. We saw a black bear, but we didn't see grizzlies. I was happy not to see a grizzly while we were walking, but we didn't see while driving. That's when I wanted to see them, not while we were hiking, because that would have been terrifying. We had air horns with us and bear spray, but kind of still terrifying. Those things are huge. We saw lots of elks and mountain goats. Oh my gosh, they were so cute. The mountain goats were so cute. And, you know, lots of wildlife, just no grizzlies. We saw, you know, lots of deer, elk. Like I said, a black bear, like he walked right next to our truck. We were driving down the highway. It's kind of funny because we're driving from Banff to Jasper, and that's where a lot of people saw their grizzly bears. And my mom's like, I don't think we're gonna see any bears. And she just literally, it just came out of her mouth, and I look up, and in the distance, I see a black spot starting to cross the road. I'm like, bear. So there it crossed. I got a really good picture of it too. So that was kind of fun. I'm glad my camera was on live, because then I was able to move the picture and make sure that I had the whole bear, because when, you know, where it snapped, I had his head and about half of him. But because I had a live picture, I was able to kind of scoot it over, because it takes about 3 seconds altogether. So I was able to move the picture and get his whole body. So I was pretty happy. Pretty happy with that. So yeah, I have 4,000 pictures, which is awesome. I've already done, probably over 50 pages from our trip. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't have, you know, all 4,000 pictures printed. I think I have maybe 1,100, 1,200 pictures printed. What I do is I wait. There's a pharmacy close to me, and maybe once a month, every 6 weeks. In the summer, it was every weekend, like when we got back. So I got quite a bit done there. But now I know there's a holiday coming up, Veterans Day, and they usually have 10 cents a photo. So I'll watch, and I'll probably just order like maybe $20, $30, like just to say that I got some more. And then every time, because I got quite a bit right now, right? Probably just $20 worth. And then I'll keep doing that until I have all the pictures that I want printed. Wow, we got all that done. That was a lot of yellow. I'm glad I did that first, because hello, that was a lot. But we got it done. So yeah, it's kind of weird to have diamond paint twice in a row. What is that dot? When I work on these a lot, I remember the numbers, but it's been so long that I forget. But anyway, black is 310. What is that? What is 2 dots? Because that's not the same. 3371. Okay, I'll have to make sure not to do those. We'll do those after maybe. So we'll do 310. We'll do 310. Just grab 2. Oh well, we'll put them here. It's kind of squishy there. I should have done the inside first and then the outside, because I'm having a hard time now. I'm gonna put the other 2, and then I'm gonna have to try to push. That is one thing with a lot of reasons people don't like the squares is because of this. They find it hard to stay in the lines, right? I'm gonna, try to squish it down here. Oof, because that's not even equal. Oh yeah, okay, I was trying to make it come with that, and it is a row above. I'm like, how can I make it go down? It's not gonna work. I thought this one was supposed to be equal with that one, but it's not. Trying to make it do something that it can't. Okay. Sometimes there's little burrs on the side. Get rid of those. Diamond Art Club's diamonds are better quality. Like if you get stuff from, you know, AliExpress or something, their diamonds are bad. Like really bad. Like half the time, it's like almost every second one you have to chuck out. Not all of them are like that, but some were really bad. Yep, I don't even go on the site anymore because it's not that I don't want anymore. Of course, I want some more, but do I need them? No. Nope, nope, nope. I almost wish that I would have, like I got my mom into this and I got her one and it took her almost 2 years to do it. And then all of a sudden she was like, oh my gosh, I got it. It wasn't a big one. I just got her a little one to kind of see if she would like it. And she loved it and got it done in a week. And then she ended up getting another one. And then I got her a few off Amazon, a little bigger size, but Amazon doesn't sell like big ones. So then last Christmas, I bought her one that's like 42 by 180 or something crazy, 48 by, anyway, it was huge. It's the one with the birds on a wire. And I got her like pretty big. Again, not that she, you know, for her to put it on the wall, although she loves birds, but it's more, give her something to do. We had a desk here. Oh, could you guys even see that? I hope so. My son had a desk here that was like an art desk when he went to art school. And he wasn't using it anymore. It was just in our extra room and nobody was using it. So I asked him, I said, do you still want this? And he's like, no, I don't do anything anymore like with gouache or paint. You know, he did it for art school, but everything's digital now, right? And so he's like, nah. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to give it away to my mail. And he's like, that's fine. So I gave it a good scrub and gave it to her. And within like 3 hours from her getting it, she sent me a text or yeah, a message on Messenger with a photo with all her stuff all set up. I mean, they didn't have to build the desk because it was already done, but the desk was spick and span. You know, when things just sit for years, not used. It was a little dusty. So there was 2 drawers in it, which is perfect, like to put all your stuff like this in it. And it's one of those desks that tips. So it has had a table that tips so she can attach her diamond painting right to it. And then instead of it being flat like this, it's up, so it's easier on the back. So, and she put it in her basement. She put it in the corner, so she has her, little corner. She can put a TV on and watch something or listen to something, because you kind of have to, I guess you can look up once in a while. And talking about watching, the reason I haven't read that many books this year, which I think I'm close to 60 now, is because I'm watching so many series. The new Virgin River series came out, I think it was in July, while we were on vacation. I watched the whole thing. There's not that many episodes of that, so that doesn't take very long. And then there was a show that's been canceled for a few years, but it's called Scorpion. I really like that. There was 4 or 5 seasons, I can't remember. I watched all of that. And then I would find another series, 4 or 5 seasons. I watched all of them, which normally, the only TV normally that I watch is stuff that is kind of recent, like stuff that's on right now. And my husband and I will watch 1 or 2 shows a night, and that's it. And then I read. But lately, another Burr one. Lately, I've been watching a lot of shows. So right now I'm watching the originals, which has 5 seasons. The first 3 seasons had 23 shows each season. So that took me forever. But I'm on season 4 now, and season 4 and season 5, which is the last of the seasons, there's only 13 apiece. So they cut them down quite a bit. And so I'm watching that. I think I'm on episode 10. So what I started doing is I watch 1 episode a night because I don't want it to end. I know it's coming. I don't even think I finished Vampire Diaries. I'm pretty sure I didn't. So I think what I'm going to do is after, and I know Vampire Diaries was first, but I watched enough that I watched till the point where Klaus and them leave and go, and Rebecca and they leave and do the originals. So, but I think I'll watch it from the beginning. Even the originals, I had watched the first 2 seasons, but I couldn't remember what I had watched. So I started it from the beginning. And I'm really enjoying it. Really liking it. And I don't, well, I'll probably, I was going to say, I don't know what I'll watch after this, but I don't know if I want to jump right back in to another vampire show. I know another show that I watched quite a bit of it and then I didn't watch the end is The Grimm. And that's on Prime too, so I could watch that next. All the seasons are there. So I could watch that next. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll watch Grimm. Another one with the Burr. So maybe I'll watch that next. Right now I'm reading It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. And I'm almost done. I think I'm going to finish the book today. So after I'm done this, I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to work on some scrapbooking stuff for Patreon. And then probably till, I don't know, 1 or 2, maybe a little later. Another burr one. Oof, that's quite a bit in the black. And then what I'll do is I'll come downstairs, figure out what we're going to have for supper. And then maybe I'll take that out. Another burr. I'll take that out and then let it thaw. Oh, I should do that before I go up. These are no good. They have burrs on them. There's a lot in the black. I'm surprised. Let it thaw out while I go upstairs. That's what I'll do. Figure out before I go upstairs. And then I'll read. Because I think I have about 100, maybe 140 pages left to read in the book. So I'd like to finish it today. My goal was to finish it by the end of the week, by Sunday. But if I can finish it on Thursday, that's bonus, because that means I can start another book. And I probably won't have that one finished by Friday, but at least I'll get a good start on it. Oh, actually, I have quite a few books on Kindle Unlimited that I want to read. Like, I was paying for the subscription and I decided I'm going to stop, but there's like maybe 6, 7 books that I'd like to read before my subscription. Another one, a couple more with burrs on it, before my subscription ends on December 7th, I think. So I probably won't be able to read them all, but there's another burr. At this point, it'd be cheaper to pay for that one book, or I'm going to look for it in the library because I applied for my library card. So I'll try to find it there. But there's a few that I'd like to read, so I'll probably start those. And I might be able to finish a couple of those actually, because some of those are novellas. So I might be able to finish a couple of those before the weekend ends. Okay, I'm going to do those double dots here. What are those? What are those? 3371, which is 47. I think that's like a dark brown. I was like, what did I do with my tray? It's right there. Didn't see it. So I don't know. I forgot to look at the time that we started. I like to do about an hour. Even if it's a little bit over an hour, that's okay. But I find if you do less than that, you don't get much done. You know, you just get a little section done. But then if I do more than that, I feel like I'm not going to get anything else done during my day. And I really want to get something else done. I talked yesterday about how I want to get my agenda out. I got it out. And yesterday I wrote down what I was going to do yesterday. And then, of course, you know, I put diamond painting just so I could check it off because I had already done it. And I pretty much got everything done that I said that I was going to do. So that's good. But now this morning, I didn't write in it yet. So I think as soon as I'm done this, I'll write down what I want to do for today and tomorrow. I think I'll warm up my coffee because I still have a little bit of coffee left. I just decided that I was going to get this done. Get the filming done. I got the video that I got done yesterday. I got that edited and uploaded to YouTube. So it'll be up going today. Now, I don't know. I don't know if I'll do 1 or 2 of those a week. We'll see. We will see. Because I want to do some cooking ones too. Everything, if you're not into diamond painting, don't worry. Like, everything is going to be well labeled. So if it's a cooking one, it'll be, you know, cook with me or whatever. If it's a cleaning one, it'll be clean with me. If it's a scrapbook one, it'll be scrapbook process or making page kits. You can tell what is what. And I don't know, as a human being, we do more than one thing. And I am interested in more than one thing. And that's why, like, I do reading stuff, you know, like albums on my reading and that kind of stuff. And so that's why I like to do a little bit of everything, because we're not flat human beings, right? We do a lot of different stuff. Okay, this was 47, was it? That was easy. That was an easy one. Let's pick another easy one. That's the great thing about doing the biggest ones first, because then you can, then when you start doing the other ones, then you see progress right away. I think we're going to do the percentage sign, which is 3033, which is also number 46. So the percentage, there's not a lot of those too. So we should be able to get through those pretty quickly. So I'm going to do those. And then next time we'll start with the A's and get that section done. And then, you know, most of the moon will be done at that point. I could have done that today too, but oh well. Sometimes it's nice to do little kind of the outlining stuff. It's kind of fun to do that after you've done a big section. Okay. I think I want to go for a walk today. It is probably really cold. I think our hot snap, or I guess it's cold snap, but hot weather, I think it's done. We were getting, this has a burr on it. We were getting ridiculously warm weathers, like in the 20s, which is insane for us. I think that's in the 70s is what it ended up. That's not usual for us this time of year. 2 years ago, you know, it was really cold that we got that we had black ice that I broke my wrist on November 4th. And this year it's like, I went walking in shorts on November 4th. Like crazy, you know? Okay, any more? That's a percentage. Is that the same one? Yeah, I think so. I find a lot of times they have the same symbols. They just change the color, so that's why I double check. Oh, there's some more there. That's why I double check. So today it's going to be great because, well, not that it's going to be great, but I can listen to my audiobook because my husband went to work. So we usually walk together and then we chat, you know, the whole way. But today he went to work. So I'm going to walk by myself. So that means I'm going to put my audiobook on. And I have about 2 hours left. So I'll knock out 40 minutes of my audiobook, which is good. Let's do S, which is 45. Let's do S. Which that means that it'll knock out almost, you know, almost half of it. And I'll be almost done with that audiobook. I think maybe my next audiobook, I won't pick one that has like, is 30 hours. I'll pick a smaller one. You know, if you don't know, we love hockey. So I have the hockey book or a hockey book That's on Sidney Crosby. It's like his kind of experience with hockey or whatever. So I want to listen to that. So I might listen to that one next. It's only like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 hours. And I listen to stuff at 1.8 the speed. So maybe that one I'll listen to at regular speed. I don't know. If he talks, I don't know if it's narrated by him or not. If he talks too slow, then I just can't. It's got to be fast. It's not, I don't usually, unless it's the narrator is super slow, usually 1.8 is the fastest that I'll listen to it. And if the narrator is like really talks, then I'll do it at 2. Then to me, that sounds like normal speed. They say that you listen to the audiobook at the speed that you physically read it. I don't know how true that is, but that's just what I heard. So, okay. Trying to see here. I think I just hit the 1 hour mark. I can oh, there's more S's down here. I can kind of see the recording time. Oh, that has a bird on my phone. So how about if we just finish the S's and an hour? That's, you know, usually an hour and 8 minutes or whatever. I'm happy with that. I've made some good progress today. It's still going to take me months to get this done. Let's be real. Oh, that has a burp. Let's be real. If you put those down where it has a little burr, like a little piece, an extra piece, it's almost like it wasn't broken off properly. What happens is, because they fit so tightly, then when you put the rest of the diamonds, they'll push like that and they won't fit nicely. So that's why I'm like just chucking them to the side. And then once I put all this away, I'll just throw them in the garbage. They usually give you a little bit more than you need anyway. So usually there's no chance of running out. And normally reputable companies, you know, if you write to them and say, ran out, they'll send you that color. And I think Diamond Art Club is really good with that. From, you know, I've never had to do it, but I've heard other people say, you know, that they reached out to them and they fixed them up, which is good to hear. Which is good to hear. Okay. Yay. Almost done. Oh, there's one up there. So happy that we're starting with the dinosaur. I think he's going to be so cute. Oh, that's upside down. Let's get this done. Okay, we're going to try and kind of fix a few. Like this one looks kind of crooked, so we'll fix it. This one looks crooked. I love this thing. I can't remember what I got it with. I think it's when I got one of my containers, it came with it, but I really like it. I like that I can straighten out, you know, as best as I can, some of these diamonds. Okay, I think I'm just gonna look quickly to make sure we get all those S's. Perfect. That is just perfect. So next week, we are going to pick up, I think I'm going to start with the A's. Maybe I'll start with the A's, and then I'll do this, and then we'll finish off do this, and then we'll see how many of this we can do. But I think we'll be able to do quite a bit of that because the arrows, there was quite a bit. So I think that equals to about the same amount. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to stop it here for today. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.